All right, so I'm going to demonstrate how to take a practice exam or an exam in SAM through MindTap. So this is our Canvas shell, and I'm going to look at, this is week 10 because it's a good example, midterm. And I'm not going to show you how to take an exam because that would show you the questions and the answers. But a practice exam is very similar. In fact, it's identical to the process. It's just a practice. So I find this and I locate it. I'm going to click on the link. It's going to take me to a new window. I'm going to click on that next link that says load, take 2016 midterm practice exam in a new window. This opens up in MindTap, and then it automatically goes to the exam. So I have some information here. Read each task completely before attempting it. Some tasks contain multiple steps. It tells me if it can be retaken, how many times it can be retaken. So for the midterm, you can take this or retake it 10 times. This is a short practice exam, this one is, and it's mainly to make sure that your internet connection is up and running and works. Some of you, I have suggested that you get a cable, a hard cable, and actually use a cable from your computer to your modem instead of using Wi-Fi so that you make sure you have a good connection. So I'm going to click Start. It loads the exam in a new window. And this is in a simulated environment. So we want to make sure once you're in here that you don't close out of the exam. Don't exit out because you've started your exam. Once you start it, you need to stay in and complete it. Over here on the left-hand side, you can see that I have 5 tasks and I have 3 attempts to complete this task. So here's my question, task instructions, type "Dear friends" at the insertion point and then press enter. So I click. And then once I have completed the task, it tells me it's correct. And it moves on to the second task. So let's look at this task. In the second paragraph, change the font color of the word youth to aqua accent 1. So I'm going to select youth. And then if I hover over my colors, I can see aqua accent 1 tells me what column it's in. But let's say I don't choose the correct one. Let's say I choose a different one. I'm going to get a chance to redo this task. So answer results, answers incorrect. I can go to the next task, or I can stay in this task and try to get it correct. So in this case, I'm going to click retry this task. So I'm going to go back to youth, select it, find the appropriate one. If I hover over it, it says accent 1, aqua accent 1. I select this, and it tells me that my answer is correct. So for each of these questions, I get 3 chances to get the answer correct, and it's going to tell me as I go along. So in this task instructions say enter the number 5,000 in cell D7. So I go to D7. I've typed it in here, and to enter it, I actually need to hit enter. It says incorrect because I typed in the incorrect amount. I typed in 7,000 instead of 5,000. So I might have to stop and think about it, think, what could I have done wrong? And I'm going to retry this task. This time I'm going to click in. I'm going to type the correct number, hit enter, and I get my correct answer. This task asks me to merge and center the contents of A2 to F2. So I'm going to select A2 to F2. I'm going to look for my button that merge and centers. And then I get my answers correct. Last task, I can tell because it's task 5 of 5 in cell B13. Create a formula using the min function. So I'm going to click in here. There's several ways I can do this. If I'm starting a formula, I'm going to start with the equal sign. When I start typing my formula, I get help from Excel. I'm going to select my cells and hit enter. You've completed all tasks in this exam. So I've completed all, I've gone through all 5. A few of them, I needed to have a couple of different attempts to get the answer correct. I had to think through like, oh, what did I maybe do wrong as I was working to be able to get the correct answer. At the end of this, the practice test, it also tells me how many questions I have, how many I've answered correctly, total number that I skipped. And then for the practice exam, I can actually view the report. If I were taking a real exam, we don't allow you to view reports because you could share that information with other students. So I'm going to click View Report for this practice exam. And in this report, it shows me what I did correct, it shows me where remediation is. And then I can also click and go into training. If it's something that I'm struggling with, I can go right into training. And these training tasks line up with the questions that are in my exam. So that's a demonstration on how to complete a practice exam or how to complete a real exam. In the real exam, you just won't have access to the reports.